Christchurch may be the most English of New Zealand's cities, but here tea's returning to its age-old Oriental roots, thanks to Jasmine Pat, the founder of China White, known to be New Zealand's first and only white tea brand.
Definitely think there is a tea culture that's evolving in New Zealand. Tea is becoming very popular, even with high teas, they're becoming very fashionable, and many people are becoming more aware of the health benefits of tea as people are becoming more aware of what they're consuming. And I think the demand for organic food or organic produce is definitely growing, and I think my tea being organic white tea, it's perfect timing.
White tea is the least processed of all teas. Young leaves are picked and dried, no fermenting or steaming, giving it 5 times the antioxidants than other teas. In China, people have been drinking it for over 1,000 years. But here in New Zealand, Jasmine's starting a trend.
Does it contain less caffeine?
It definitely does. White tea contains less caffeine than green tea.
All right.
It's very smooth and it's quite a refined taste.
Wow. It doesn't have that tanniny bitterness that maybe green tea or oolong have. And it's almost less grassy. Can I call it that? Less woody, less grassy? Yeah, it's gorgeous though. It's lovely.
China White is grown and freighted in from Fujian, China's tea-growing state. Jasmine adds to it her own organic ingredients or creates with it her own concoction of iced teas. And her team comprises pretty much just herself.
I'm basically a one-woman band. I do find it challenging at times, especially with production. Although saying that, I've got some great suppliers behind me and wonderful customers, so I have a lot of support.
I really like peach. I think peach is a very nice, interesting flavour. It's always very vibrant in the mouth. It's always quite a nice fresh taste.
It sells really well in the cafe. Ever since we've had it stocked on our trolley and selling it behind the counter, we've just had an amazing response. It's a mix of something that is made here in New Zealand and something that is brought from overseas, which is different to us here in New Zealand, so that's good.
At Harrington's Brewery, where she hires facilities, this self-financed and self-taught entrepreneur gets her hands dirty. Organic aloe vera, echinacea, boysenberry and peach extract with honey, most of which are locally sourced, are added to vats of brewed iced tea and then bottled.
Actually am on site during the time of the production, so I'm actually measuring all the ingredients and I work quite closely with the bottlers and manufacturers, so I'm actually there on the day of production and I'm putting all the ingredients together and overseeing the pasteurisation process and the bottling, and then I'm tasting.
Although she's had offers of investment from business tycoons in New Zealand, Jasmine has no lofty dreams. Her mantra is keep it small.
I think it's really important to maintain that exclusivity of the product rather than becoming mainstream. I don't want to have a team of 100 people behind me. I just prefer to keep it small and exclusive, and therefore it's a niche product. Also, I think being like I'm the person who promotes the product, I'm out there doing tastings, and I think people like to see that. They like to see the person who created the product and the founder actually behind the product and getting out there and promoting it, and I think that's really important.
From the hills of Fujian to Kappa in Canterbury, Jasmine's successful blends of white tea are a blend of her Chinese and New Zealand cultures too.
When I was little, I used to drink tea with my grandfather, and he used to talk about the various health benefits, and so I've experienced tea from a very early age. But also, I think being a New Zealander, I am familiar with the New Zealand culture, so I guess I have both cultures that I can work with, and China White, to me, is a representation of both cultures being integrated.
Multitasking and multi-skilled, this one-woman team continues to pour her passion into tea culture with a Kiwi twist.